You have no proof that Yahushua chose Paul. No proof. Acts was written by Luke. And Luke didn't meet Paul until Acts chapter 16. That means, everything Luke wrote was told to him by Paul. Secondly, Peter did not agree with Paul's teachings. Paul went to Jerusalem to visit James. James and the other apostles said to Paul, "You see, brother, how many thousands there are among the Jews, of those who have believed. They are all zealous for the law. And they have been told about you, that you teach all the Jews who are among the Gentiles, to forsake Moses, telling them not to circumcise their children, or walk according to our customs." Then, Paul told James the people were lying on him, and he does not teach against the law and circumcision. Then, James asked Paul to go through a ceremony, so that the people will see Paul take a vow that he is not against circumcision and the law. Acts 21:23. Do therefore what we tell you. We have 4 men who are under a vow. Acts 21:24. Take these men and purify yourself along with them and pay their expenses, so that they may shave their heads. Thus all will know that there is nothing in what they have been told about you, but that you yourself also live in observance of the law. Then, Paul agrees to go through with it. Acts 21:26. Then Paul took the men, and the next day he purified himself along with them and went into the temple, giving notice when the days of purification would be fulfilled and the offering presented for each one of them. Then, Paul wrote epistles to the churches telling them circumcision counts for nothing. So, the reason Peter co-signed for Paul is because Paul deceived him. That doesn't make Peter false. And Paul admitted that he becomes who he needs to become to win who he wants to win. To the Jews, he becomes a Jew; to the Greek, he becomes a Greek. The fact is Yahushua warned of a false teacher to come, and Christians don't care to figure out who that is. Yahushua warned the church of Ephesus about men who call themselves apostles and are liars. Yet, Christians don't care to investigate to figure out who it is. Why aren't you concerned that you could be following the very person Yahushua warned Ephesus about? Do you think he was warning them about Creflo Dollar? Why would he? We need to be scrutinizing the men who were circulating Ephesus at that time. And Paul fits all of the clues Yahushua gave. There are only 3 men who presented themselves as apostles to Ephesus: Paul, Timothy, and Silvanus. Also John, because when Yahushua charged John to look after Mary after he left, John and Mary moved to Ephesus. Then, Paul writes to Timothy telling him to guard Ephesus from the opposing teacher, which could only be John. John established a church there and he taught to keep the commandments for eternal life.